Alright, before we get started, I got off. Well, I quit working a little bit late. Ran over. Mad apologies. And shout out to everybody that chatted with us in our dark match that launched over there on our videos on demand section. So I ain't gonna keep you long. We about to get into it.
And now, our feature presentation.
Let's go, let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Good evening, and welcome to the Unnamed event, brought to you by Frequency Pro Wrestling, with your host, Vic Vega.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Unnamed event, live and direct from Chicago, Illinois. We have 6 monumental matchups on the card for us tonight, so as to not stall us a moment longer than we have to. Enough of my yapping. Let's get on with the scrapping. Take it away, Cletus. All right, everybody, a good old grudge match to kick it off here at the Unnamed event. Once again, thank you, Chicago.
The following is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Making her way to the ring from Tennessee, Karen Major.
Fresh to the roster. 1 win, 0 losses to her record. And upon making her debut, she did a little bit too much showboating, which led to her being ousted out of that 4-way competition. Would have been a signature match for her had she had pulled that one off. She's going up against a competitor here tonight that actually requested that matchup back on the 8th of April. Karen Majors, also employed as the muscle for the current Siren Women's Champion, Mayshawn Harris. And she has been a major authority, to say the least. Can she cap this night off with a victory over her competitor here in matchup number 1? We shall see momentarily. As we get ready and we get set for competitor number 2 to make her way to the ring.
From Ozone Park, New York,
Yuvani in the building. And her record is 4-7. And she's been on a bit of a downward spiral because back on the 8th, she tapped out. And then last week, she gave Karen Majors her very first victory here on the program. And ever since she had her little incident back at Fixation, things have been seeming to be a little bit off for Yuvani. More about that as we get on with the matchup. Karen Majors, Yuvani here in matchup number 1, party people, and we are about to get it. As the bell tolls here in matchup number 1, as I was yapping about earlier, this scene from last week leads me to believe that there's a little bit more happening to Yuvani than she's letting on. To tell you the truth, I don't know if she was seeing ghosts or if Karen Majors is actually standing behind her. All I know is she better pull out a hell of a effort, so she won't go down 2-zip to the recently acquired Karen Majors. Yuvani in control from the onslaught on set. And a gigantic power slam on Karen Majors, followed up by a great looking gut wrench suplex. Excuse me, party people, the weather is a tad bit wishy-washy here. And my allergies are attacking me. Anyhow, Samoan drop by Yuvani, who was looking to take this one home early on. And about to go to the air to accomplish her feat. Hold on a second. Nice reversal by Karen Majors. And just like that, the tide turns as she goes for a pinfall attempt. 1 count only. Momentum heavily in her favor at the moment. Yuvani with the response and an elbow off of the rebound of the ropes. Big splash to follow up. Will Yuvani put her out early? On the A2 count here. And stick around, party people, for our main event. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. You just have to stay tuned to the live stream and rock with the storyline. Tilt-a-whirl slam on Karen Majors Yuvani. Wonder what she has to do to put away the rookie who gave her a hell of a contest last week. Matter of fact, it was my vote for the match of the event. Sidewalk slam by Karen Majors. And now she's issuing out a bit of punishment of her own on Yuvani. A total contrast to the match earlier on as Yuvani was dominating. Now Karen is controlling this bout. Yuvani back with a quick strike to the midsection and a sidewalk slam of her own. Karen Majors. A chair was coming into play momentarily, but that frequency curse once again. plays out. As now Karen has a weapon. Will she get to use it? Yes, as Giovanni, with the miscue of getting out of the ring and not letting Karen come to her. And she's giving her doses of that hockey stick. The final result is cracking over the skull of Giovanni, and she ought to be careful. Recently coming back from a concussion, it might send her back on the injured reserve if she keeps taking shots like that. Fall away slam by Karen Majors, and I think the rookie is about to put Giovanni away, setting her up for a inverted power slam. And this one is the proverbial cork in the bottle. No, it's only a 2 count. Karen Majors can't put Giovanni away and put the stamp on this matchup as a miscue by Karen Majors. And will it cost her here tonight in the first matchup? Giovanni with that torture rack. And now setting Karen up for a side slam. And it looks as if she has more in the kitchen of cooking. Inverted slam. Oh, Karen Majors and Giovanni with a brilliant move out of nowhere to defeat Karen Majors.
Here is your winner,
That was one hell of a move to pull out of your bag of tricks. I thought for certain she was about to ice her with the tangled web. Anyhow, party people, matchup number 1 has concluded as we get ready and set for matchup number 2. Another grudge match. Stick around and see who it is.
The following contest is a special guest referee match. And the participants, first from the Ukraine, weighing in at 175 pounds, Dan Neopolix.
The unbreakable Ukrainian in the building made his unofficial official return back in February and then again in Monolithic. So coming in at 6-7, the former big little man's cruiserweight champion coming out to the ring first. And as we recently reacquired the services of Danilo Pollux, we learned a bit more as to why he was gone for the bulk of a year. A return victory against one of the top cruiserweights in the business, his adversary here tonight. But as of recent, things have turned to a downward path for him.
From Kansas, weighing in at 165 pounds,
P.D. Powers coming in at 7 wins, 3 losses, former Midwest Tag Team co-champion. And that's what I meant about Danilo's downward path, as he was defeated last week by P.D. Powers. One half of Primal Surge. Him and Gorilla Gates make up the tag team. But as of late, both of those gentlemen have been, or the gentleman and the Gorilla have been on solo paths. Anyhow, we getting ready and we getting set for matchup number 2 of tonight's festivities. Another grudge match. And the winner of this one is the sole #1 contender for the Mercury's moniker Cruiserweight Championship, currently held by Bagman Nemo. Kudos to Bagman Nemo as he has been holding on to that championship almost to his 100-day mark, to where he gets a automatic rematch if he's to lose that title, as PD going for a pinfall attempt on Danilo. Too early to decide that fate right there. Danilo a little bit tougher than that. Referee Victor Sokolov overseeing this one, as PD is not hit with the frequency curse, and he gets to hit Danilo with a guitar and follow up with a Kinshasa kick and go for a pinfall attempt. Still Danilo toughening it out in this one. Kabaya, Petey not joking around here. He wants to put Danilo away and claim that #1 contender spot, currently vacant, as Drewy had his shot, but it came up in a draw. And now, this is the rivalry that is going to decide that ending right there. Bagman Nemo, watch out. One of these jokers in the ring are about to come for your title. Danilo switching gears a bit and finally getting some more offense in on PD. PD dominating up to this point, but Danilo performing as if he's taking this matchup a tad bit more serious than he was earlier on. The referees have been doing their job as of lately, staying out of the way of these competitors when they get down. Haven't had any more incidences lately, as Danilo with the crossface chicken wing on P.D. Powers. Will P.D. tap to that move again? He doesn't. He breaks his way up out of it. And hammers Danilo with a running P.D. Powers punch and goes for a pinfall attempt, only a 2 count. Danilo saying, I am out of here for a second, and P.D. comes to following via over the top rope, and now going for a pinfall attempt. Victor Sokolov jogging, and he doesn't even get to count 1. Kneecap to the chin of Danilo, and PD goes for a second dose to the face of the unbreakable Ukrainian here in matchup number 2. PD going shopping and coming out with a barbed wire baseball bat. And it looks like it is curtains for Danilo. Wait a second, Danilo coming back with punches and a European to follow up that combo. And now setting PD up for a butterfly DDT. Modified even. And now he is going for that cross-face chicken wing submission move that he so loves to put on PD. And PD taps out here in matchup number 2. Danilo up 2-1 in the series.
Here is your winner, Dan Neil
Which means he is the best 2 out of 3 in this rivalry. And he is the #1 contender for the Mercury's moniker, Cruiserweight Championship title. Anyhow, matchup number 3. Right around the corner if you want to find out what's going down, and just stick around. Peace.
Is a tag team extreme rules match. It is the Extreme Women's Tag Team Champion.
Zombies, big baby. It's a one-on-one contest now. And I think that it's over. Because now we got a sledgehammer in the game. Nurse Red again with the senton on Smokey Greenwood as she goes for the cover. And just like that, party people, it's over.
New Extreme Women's Tag Team Champion.
Malpractice defeats the Botany Babes, big baby. One hell of a way to kick off our morning of festivities here.
A look at that gorgeous Chicago skyline on the way in, and guaranteed this one is going to be worth the price of admission. Matchup number 3 underway for the number 1 contendership for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships.
Is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Good Girls.
And one of our veteran teams, the Botany Babes, 15 and 24. You saw all of the tag team titles that they have had since their tenure here on Frequency Pro Wrestling. Smokey G and Sarah Carter make up the tandem. Are they going to be the ones to be elevated and take on the tribal spirits? Who knows? All I know is get ready, Chicago, because you are in for one hell of a ride here in the mid-card. And it's been a long time since I said this, party people, and it goes a little something like this. This is the definition of bringing the pain like 2 bad nurses. The pain from these here mammy flipping verses. Ridiculous thirst involving hearses. Chicago, I give to you malpractice.
And their opponents, The Order.
Nurse Red and Nurse Rosetta, another one of our veteran teams here on Frequency Pro Wrestling, coming into this one at 19 and 10 losses. And they too themselves have had their hands on a lot of tag team championships around here, including the Frequency Fighting Furies Trios title that is set to make its return sometime here in the very near future. It's going down here in matchup number 3, man. I hope you got your seat belts on, because this one is going to be one hell of an excursion. Whether by air, by sea, or by land, this dang old contest is going to be grand. Smokey G to start it off first, and Rosetta to start it off for malpractice. Uneven matchup as far as the strength and the height goes. But in this matchup, you'll get to see the resilience of Smokey G and her uncanny ability to never back down from a challenge. As she's showing you right there by whipping Rosetta into the corner as she has gained the momentum in this matchup in the first of the contest. As she's setting Rosetta up for a high knee and downs her in the middle of the ring. The Giant having trouble with Smokey. Quick as grease lightning she is. And she tagged in Sarah, which is a better matchup for Rosetta, who has to shake out the cobwebs and shake in a little bit of more awareness and walks right back in to a spine buster as Sarah goes for the pinfall attempt, only a 1 count on Nurse Rosetta. And now Nurse Red is tagged in, but Sarah is not paying attention. And Nurse Red gains the advantage with a cutter on Sarah. Back to the uneven matchup, speed and agility against the power. And it seems to be working in the favor of Malpractice right about now. Nurse Red, former ISIS Elementals champion, going along with all of her numerous co-tag team championship reigns. As she tags back in her sadistic sister, Rosetta, takes a clothesline to the neck of Smokey. And off the rip, after coming in, has gained the mantle of this matchup. Referee in the way, and Smokey takes advantage and gets it in on Rosetta. Headlock submission being applied by Smokey. And Rosetta gets her way out of it, only to be back into the loving arms of Smokey G, who hits her with a punch off the middle rope, and now a knee strike. Rosetta looking as if she can't handle what Smokey is dishing out. But you know how I always jinx it. When I get to talking good about somebody, they turn it around and get to whopping everything in their path. Enemy territory, Smokey G finds herself in. And the advantage fully in the favor of Malpractice, but Smokey back with a counter. And right back on Rosetta with a swinging neck breaker. And 2 knees to the chest and goes for a pinfall attempt, 2 count. As of late, these Botany Bays have been in some incredible matchups. In that last matchup that they won against Aquatic Menace is the reason that they are here, fighting it out for the #1 contendership for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships. Ugh. Smokey setting Rosetta up for the roundhouse kick. Is this the end like a New Edition song? No. Nurse Red there to break it up for her sister. Smokey still continuing that rapid pace offense. But Rosetta pulling her leg off from underneath her to gain back the advantage. And a leg drop to Smokey. Rosetta about to tag in Nurse Red. And this one right here is one I want to see. Smokey going up against the speed and agility of Rose. Nurse Red, excuse me. And the former champ is getting it in. Oh, Smokey. Smokey having a better time in ring with Rosetta as opposed to Nurse Red. As Smokey focusing her attention on Rosetta, Red comes around, but a counter by Smokey in the form of some kicks to the hammies. And this one has spilled outside of the container. As the mounted punches to the face of Nurse Red from Smokey. Smokey diving into the depths of debauchery to defeat the sadistic nurses. But hold on, a miscue leads her into a cold breaker. And Nurse Red is amping up Chicago here. Leg scissors takedown on Sarah, who was just tagged in. And now a Spanish fly to follow up with it. As Nurse Red goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 2 count. And we still got it going on. Hold on a second. Technical difficulties. Had to shoot to the crowd for a second. A big punch to the grill of Nurse Rosetta. And now Sarah gets to show us exactly what she's made for in the heat of battle with high stakes on the line. Back to the left leg of Rosetta. Trying to ground the giant of malpractice as she's setting her up for a powerbomb. Smokey back in. And it looks like she's about to finish Rosetta off, because she hasn't had any trouble out of her thus far. Hold on a second. Rosetta with a choke slam as she goes for a pinfall attempt, but Sarah gets in and breaks up the attempt. And we still got us one hellified matchup going here in number 3. Worth the price of admission indeed. And while you are at it, hit the like, share, and sub button. After all, it costs you nothing. As we are back outside of the ring, but this time with Smokey and Nurse Red. And we are up to a 3 count. And the ladies continue to go into battle. The steel steps being utilized by Smokey, as she's absolutely treating Nurse Red as if this was a Ja Rule song and putting it on her. Back into the ring before the 10 count and a wheelbarrow DDT from Nurse Red as she goes for a pinfall attempt. Still can't put Smokey out of this one. I told you, you're going to see a lot of resilience being displayed out of these two teams, as 2 of our top veteran squads are definitely giving each other all they can handle here. As Nurse Red kind of hesitant, but as quick as a hiccup, comes back with an impact move and down once again with the leg scissors takedown. Rosetta tagged in. And maybe this is the big finish to the Botany Babes. Hold on a second. Smokey blocking up that attempt and hitting Rosetta with a clothesline. And now Smokey is in a mounted position as she goes for a pinfall attempt. 2 count, only another near fall. Who is gonna win it all? Stick around for the entirety of this one. It is the wrong time to go get your popcorn and snacks. If you are here, as Rosetta with a pinfall attempt on Smokey, 2 count. Yes, this match continues. I don't care if it goes an hour. The result is going to be satisfying within itself. Back into the corner of malpractice is Smokey. And Rosetta is definitely taking advantage of that. Red looking confident and ready to tag in. As the momentum is switched on her partner. And Smokey is the first one to tag their teammate. Rosetta slowly getting up right into the arms of Sarah, who is setting her up for the Omega Beam. As Sarah Carter goes for the pinfall attempt. Red there to break that one up. And Sarah still in command of the Giant from malpractice. Elbow frees her up from enemy territory. And now Rosetta with a slam and enough time to tag in Nurse Red. Nurse Red with the Frankensteiner taking down Sarah and setting her up again. For the moonsault off of the bottom rope as she goes for a pinfall attempt on her. 1 count. As malpractice cannot put the Botany Babes away, and likewise for the Botany Babes. Even Steven, neck and neck, whatever cliche you want to say defines this contest. Sarah with the whip of Nurse Red onto the apron and is getting ready to hit her with something that she wished she wasn't there to receive. And now we are back outside with Sarah and Nurse Red. Vertical suplex, blood rushing to the skull of Nurse Red as Sarah is definitely in command. These two knowing each other because when they are not in tag team contention, they come out of the ISIS Elementals Championship Division. Wheelbarrow DET by the quicker Nurse Red. And it seems like the doctor has ordered a butt whooping for the Botany Babes. Rosetta back in to pick up where her sister left off. Hand clubs Sarah and goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 1 count. And now Rosetta with the tag back in. Nurse Red, who is down by Sarah. And now Sarah gets a chance to tag in. Her partner Smokey G, who is setting Nurse Red up for the roundhouse kick. This has got to be it as Smokey goes to pin Red. Rosetta there and the match goes on. And yes, this is the definition of tag team wrestling. Chicago responded in kind to the display that they are witnessing here in the mid-card. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Sarah from Nurse Red, who is pulling all the stops here, trying to put one of the members of the Botany Babes away to gain the #1 contendership, setting Sarah up for a bulldog landing in the center of the ring, and Sarah trying to get the hell away from Nurse Red. Rosetta tagged back in and gives Sarah a hand on getting outside of the ring in the form of a boot. And now she wants to focus all of that frustration onto Smokey with a sidewalk slam. And Sarah is on the apron watching her partner get the heck beat out of her. Rosetta clearing out everything in her path, including the ref, as she is hell-bent on issuing punishment out on Smokey. And she does And her partner too. You can get some. Everyone can have a bit of this, says Nurse Rosetta. Tombstone position, and Sarah's hit on the noggin as the sadistic Rosetta goes for a pinfall. Smokey there to break it up. Yowza! That should have been a clincher for sure. But if not for Smokey breaking it up, this matchup probably will be over. Nurse Red poking up the crowd as if they need any more encouragement to bring life and raise up the frequency here. And Sarah capitalizes on her. What is Smokey's problem? She has been in the ring for about 30 seconds. And now Nurse Red is there to hit her partner with a scoop slam and follow it up with a moonsault. And this one is amped up here in Chicago, Illinois. One of the best matchups of the night so far. As Nurse Rosetta with a choke slam on Sarah Carter and goes for a pinfall attempt on her. Yes, the #1 contenders for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships malpractice. Man, history has repeated itself. 4 years ago, they defeated the Botany Babes for the XL Tag Team Championships. And today, they defeat the Botany Babes to be #1 contenders for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships held by the Tribal Spirits. Look out, Tribal Spirits. You got the sadistic nurses on your back.
The following contest is a special guest referee match and is for the Action Zone Women's Championship.
We getting ready and we getting set. They are fighting for that title right there. The ISIS Elemental Championship.
Introducing the challenger from Newark, New Jersey, Shark Girl D. And her opponent from Kansas City, Missouri, the Action Zone Women's Champion, Akira
Current reign 135 days, so she gets a guaranteed rematch clause invokement. Getting ready and getting set for this one, as the rest of the stream has been a blast, to say the least. And this is how we got here. These two teamed up in a tag team matchup last week, and evidently things must have went sour. And we ended up at the end of the show with this. And it got so bad we had to have security come in and break the ladies up, so they are ready to get at each other's throats here. As you can see by the way they are on the outside, where nothing is soft at all, and they're ready to issue out punishment on each other. Akira with a pinfall attempt on Shark Girl D, and Shark Girl D kicks out. Shark Girl D winning the #1 contender spot via a tournament earlier on in the month, the first week of April. And since then, she's been on edge. Maybe it's the length of time spent without a title around her waist. Former Sirens Women's Champion, and she held that title for 384 days, the longest to ever do so. As a driver to the champion, and now Shark Girl D is boiling up the pot, but only for a few seconds, as Kabaya with a spine buster on her. And they are back outside in this no-holds-barred special referee matchup, as Shark Girl D with a pinfall attempt. Akira's a tad bit rougher and tougher than that. But if I had to define the current spot of the gymnasium that we're in, this has to be Shark Girl D territory. As you can see by the way she put it down on Akira with that chair a couple of seconds ago, and now with a headlock submission. But the champ throws them bows and gets herself up out of that situation. Setting Shark Girl D up, but a quick counter by the challenger. And Akira is stunned at the moment, as Shark Girl D not letting up and going for a pinfall attempt, and doesn't even get a count in, and it looks like she's getting a tad bit PO'd here in matchup #4. As this one has turned into a brawl for it all on the outside of the ring, and we get back in to where the two competitors are just a tad bit more safe as far as taking bumps and bruises. Akira going outside and getting that chair. She's saying, aha, you remember this, don't you? And Kabaya, she chunks it to the head of Shark Girl D, and Akira with a a fall away slam, and Shark Girl D caught a bit of that chair that she was once using on Akira. Akira has turned the tide in regards to using steel on Shark Girl D. Oh, for the top ropes with an axe handle and a cover. Is she gonna do it? Hell to the no. Shark Girl D with the shoulder up. And another attempt by the champion. And it is all for a knot. Still ends in a 2 count. Is she gonna be upset and go off the rails, which may cause her to lose her title? That miscue led to a foot to the face, and it looks like Akira is out of sorts as the offense by Shark Girl D has been turned in the other direction as she goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 2 count. Yes! Fortitude by the champion shining through here in matchup number 4. Shark Girl D circling her prey. And her prey falls prey to a swinging sidewalk slam. Only a 1 count. Shark Girl D in command of this one as she hits her again with the same move and goes for a pinfall attempt, only resulting in a 1 count. Stay on her, Sharky Girl. You're close. Very close to gaining that championship. That chair coming back into play as it is thrust upside the head of the champion. She is in dire straits. Is she going to be able to pull it out and be successful with this title defense? Or are we going home with a brand new champion here in Chicago? Will Chicago beat the horseshoe for Shark Girl D? As it doesn't look like it right now, but she still remains in this contest. One hell of a contest as Shark Girl D driven into the canvas and now getting up to receive what from Akira Okoye? A powerbomb. Is this going to be the end of the matchup, or do we go on? No! Akira Okoye with a successful title defense here in matchup number 4.
Here is your winner, and still Action Zone Women's Champion, Akira Okoye.
She said it's her duty to give you what you came here for, and she did. Kudos to Akira Okoye. And stick around, party people, because Maddie Chatterbox with an exclusive interview that you will not want to miss. Coming up after this brief commercial, non-commercial break, here on the Unnamed event.
This is Kivana Rossetti, and you're watching Frequency Pro Wrestling on Vic Vegas Game Station, the home where every view is viral.
This is Real Talk Rita, and we are having a sale. Today's likes are free, so do our channel a solid and hit the like man.
And the cover.
The champion has been
And
eliminated.
Rufus miraculously eliminates the champ by Killer T on Rufus. K-State Kenny Wild with a sit-out powerbomb. And it was 2 3/4 who grabs Killer T and hits her and goes for it. The Big Bad is showing called slipping on the quick by K-State Kitty. And just like that, party people, we have us a brand new champion. The 3-time has regained the platform championship. All right, party people, as I promised seconds ago, Maddie Chatterbox standing by and ready with an exclusive interview with Akira Okoye.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Ari, we get to finally get these two in the ring to square it off with high stakes on the line, Chicago, Illinois. We about to get busy. In other words, the two big behemoths out of the Zeus's crown championship division about to go head-to-head. Here is matchup number 5.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Wild Samoans from Topeka, Kansas, weighing in at 265 pounds, Kenny Wildman.
One half of the Wild Vibe, 19 wins, 21 losses, three-time manhood champion. And 3 weeks ago, he won the #1 contender spot via this unnecessary match that I booked. They are loving this man here in Chicago, Illinois. The frequency rise to the maximum as Kenny Wildman steps in and clocks in to work here. But you know what? I'm waiting to see what type of reception this man gets right here.
From Biloxi, Mississippi, weighing in at 290 pounds, Miller T.
Yeah, Killer T is upset, and he kind of has a right to be upset. More about that later on in the match. But he comes in at 21-18, and he himself is also a former manhood champion as well as the Central State champion. And a couple of weeks ago, he put Kenny Wildman to the test to send a message that he is the #1 contender and will take his status here tonight. Bold statement by the Biloxi Big Bad, as he has one hell of a brick wall in his way. And his name is Kenny Wildman. And the bell tolls, and Killer T quick as a cat with a DDT on Wildman. Domination here in the forefront. See, as you see the rankings that were currently displayed, this is all my fault basically, because my ass
did not pay attention to the rankings when I booked a #1 contenders match. And now Killer T kinda has a right to be upset with me, as he has to actually fight for that #1 contender spot. And he's not doing so well right about this moment as Kenny Wildman with a lengthy vertical suplex and downs him. And he's about to put him up out of here right easy. No, Killer T kicks out. Kenny Wildman with a big splash back on to Killer T. But Killer T right back up. And an elbow to silence the offense from Kenny Wildman. Hold on a second, the big Biloxi with airborne to come down on the head of Kenny Wildman. Traditional match, finish your opponent in the ring or decimate him on the outside, get back in and beat the count. That's the only way you're going to get this one. No falls count anywhere. This is a civilized match. So whatever you're getting off, you better get it off on the outside before that 10 count. Or your chances of being a #1 contender might just go bye-bye. As these two seemingly not giving a damn as to the count of the referee, a 4 count. And Wildman gets in at 5. And back outside the ring we go via a clothesline from Killer T. Killer T with a kick to the midsection and about to set Kenny Wildman up for a powerbomb and go for a pinfall attempt. Only a 2 count as Killer T gets a rest. And the foolish thing about that is he's giving Kenny Wildman a rest as well. Downing Kenny Wildman once again. And the pound to the back area of Wildman as he goes to cap it off. Still has to put more in regards to putting out Wildman, who comes back in a flurry of offense and still can't put away Killer T. Is this one? My goodness, whoever thought that this one would reach a fever point as the fist of fury to the chest of Killer T. And outside the ring he goes, and we get back outside of the safe space. These gentlemen really are wishing that this was a Falls Count Anywhere match. Either that or they are hell-bent on attempting to get a count out on their opponent. But it makes for great entertainment. Here in matchup number 5, my goodness, we're here so fast. We got this one and one more, and we are out the door. Powerbomb by Kenny Wildman. Back in control, hold on a second. A counter by Killer T, who's seemingly lighter on his feet tonight with his quick strikes. Boy, you've been losing weight in your absence. If you are or have, congratulations on your transformation as a clothesline puts Kenny's D in the dirt. And Killer T with a leg drop on him to finish him off. But instead, he's looking to do something mean and nasty to try to put Kenny Wildman away. As he's tightrope walking and comes down with an arm chop and goes for a pinfall attempt. 2 count. Almost there. What is Killer T going to have to do to eventually put away Kenny Wildman Or will Wildman break out of his state of shock and put a capper on this one as Killer T goes for a pinfall attempt? And just like that, it's a wrap. Killer T, #1 contender for the Zeus's Crown Championship. Killer T with an emphatic victory here in matchup number 5. Here's where the creativity starts to shine in this next segment, which gives you a tad bit of insight into our next matchup. Anyhow, kudos to Killer T and KC Reed. Watch your back.
Andre the Giant.
The following contest is an elimination match and is for the Alliance Zone Fighting Female Classic Championship. Making her way to the ring, representing Diamond Mine from Omaha, Nebraska,
Becca Sue. Here in Chicago, Illinois, representing the dissident dog pound, if you don't know who they are. That's Geraldine Phillips and Bev O'Bannon. So Becca Sue adds to their crew, makes 20 wins and 15 losses. And that's part of the criteria. When teams select their captains, the captains have to have a better overall win total.
First, representing the Infiltrators from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Carnage Hatcher.
Carnage coming in at 8 wins and 6 losses. And she represents the Iron Covenant because it turns out that this scene that we saw a couple of weeks ago wasn't so bad at all, as she has now joined forces with Yuvani and Taryn Jerry in a quest for these Fighting Furies championships, and they call themselves the Iron Covenant. You saw the graphic a couple of seconds ago, and given the fact that Carnage has more victories on her resume, she has been chosen to be the captain of the Iron Covenant. Business definitely picking up here in the main event.
And representing the Monsters from Black Forest, South Australia, Van G.
9 wins, 5 losses, no titles to her attachment. Tangi has joined forces with Birdie Lou and Peachy King, and they've decided to keep the name of Mood Swing. Tangi always laid back, Peachy King always angry, and Birdie Lou always chipper. They make for the perfect contrast with one another, and therefore they have formed an alliance to go after these Fighting Fury championships. Let's get it! right, y'all, triple threat action, elimination style here in our main event on our way up out of here. Chicago, it has been a blast, and we're going to top it off with an explosion for you. Here is a bell tolls. 3 Vixens going after the captain's belt. The captain, upon winning this matchup, wins all 3 belts for their squad. And this is how this particular belt works. We could not officially make ourselves a 6-man tag team belt, so we improvised like all other e-fetters. We dipped into the creativity bag and came out with a way to work around this game's shortcomings, as you see the dissonant dog pound looking in on Becca Sue, keeping a watchful eye on their captain's activities. Anyhow, the captain's belt is a solo belt, and the lieutenant's belts are tag belts. But every time that the belts are in defense, all of the belts are on the line. So we're going to flip-flop with which part of the team defends the belt. This inaugural championship matchup is for the captain's belt, so the first title defense will go up on the shoulders of the lieutenants, unless we come up with a better way, or a way for all 3 of them to defend the titles at once. As Tangi whipped into the ropes and caught an elbow from Hornet, who is very skilled in multiple competitor matches, as she has 4 wins out of her 8 wins that have come in those type of matches. Becca Sue being thrown around by Tangi, and Tangi is cleaning house like an old school housemaid on those TV shows. Back suplex by Becca, but she walks right into the onslaught by Tangi due to the uneven numbers in this matchup. Only 3 teams have stepped up and want to take a go at these divisions for these titles. As Hornets going for a pinfall attempt on Becca Sue, 2 count. And the match continues. Tangi back up and at Hornets, who is rolling away to get herself some space from Tangi, who is heated up and giving it to both of her competitors as the Iron Covenant looks on at Hornets, who has taken back the mantle of this one and hits Tangi with a rope lariat, and she rolls out of the ring. No uses of that stop sign, because Becca Sue too quick on the draw, and now gets Hornets in the bear trap. Will Hornets catch out, tap out? She does not, and Becca Sue clubbed with a trash can as Tangi and Hornets go at it. Now the switch up as Becca Sue right back to get on Hornets. And now Becca Sue is giving it to the other 2, but Tangi out of the blue with a kick. And Becca's out of the ring. And a running super kick to the face of Hornets as Tangi goes for a pinfall attempt 2. And all 3 ladies are still in this matchup, which I am not complaining about. Absolutely gorgeous individually in this matchup. Becca Sue with a knee to the midsection of Tangi, but is immediately hit with a shoulder block by Hornets. And now Hornets getting herself a resting period. Oh no! She's going shopping and comes out with a Barbie. We ain't talking about the dolls that are so high priced. Back into the ring, all three, and another shoulder block downs Becca Sue from Hornets. And Hornets about to set Tangy up, but Becca Sue impatiently breaks up whatever she had in store. Swinging neck breaker on Becca Sue from Hornets, and she goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 2 count, near falls. So far in this contest, amping up the frequency here in our main event. Tangy picking up the barbed wire bat and giving it to Hornets, who was the one who pulled it out in the first place. And now Hornets with the hair pull suplex on Tangy, and Hornets is amping up, but Becca Sue coming through with a sledgehammer, downing the 2, and goes for a pinfall attempt on Tangy. Referee out of position all the way in Nicaragua, and couldn't get there to make the count. Now Tangy taking her frustrations out on both of the ladies, as Becca Sue loading it up on the other side. And Tangy with a spear downing Hornets, and Becca Sue right into the arms of Tangy, but Becca with a counter, and it's called by Hornets, and all ladies look to be going back into the ring. At least 2 of them are, and Becca Sue capitalizes on a down Hornets, but is immediately hit with a spear from Tangy, and Tangy misses with the standing moonsault on Becca. Well scouted by the former Sirens and Midway champion. Dissident Dog Pound definitely picked well when choosing their captain, as a down Hornet is hit with a knee strike from Becca Sue, and Tangy is content with letting these two beat the crap out of each other in this elimination style triple threat matchup. Snapmare DDT couldn't be capitalized on, as Tangy jumped in and onslaughted Becca Sue. Might have one less competitor if Tangy had not left them two alone. After that impactful DDT from Becca Sue. Now Hornet's waking up looking like she don't want any parts of this battle, trying to get herself some gas going, and a swinging neck breaker on Tangy. Can Hornets put one of these competitors out? No, she is still in the game. Tangy standing strong for a mood swing. Too many bodies in one area at one time, as a lot of congestion in that far corner. As we are back into the ring, drop kick to the side of the head of Becca, who grabs Hornets and hits her with a snap suplex and goes for a pinfall attempt. And Hornets is eliminated by the veteran Becca Sue, who hits Tangy with a capture suplex. And it looks like Becca Sue and the Dissident Dog Pound are going to walk out of this one the brand new Fighting Furies champions. As a submission being applied by Becca, and Tangy still showing a tad bit of life in this matchup, as she did not tap out. But Becca Sue senses that this is the end. Wait a second, Tangy with an Irish whip off of the ropes and catches Becca Sue with a powerbomb. as Mood Swings looks on at their captain, who hit Becca Sue with another power bomb, and now a running drop kick, and going to put the capper on this one. And just like that inaugural matchup, Tangy and Mood Swings come away with the belts.
Here is your winner, and new Alliance Zone Fighting Female Classic Champion, Van G.
Hey, yo, Cletus. Take over, man. I forgot something.
Tuning in to the Unnamed event as Vic Vega has stepped away to do something. Ow! That's what he's up to. Anyway, have a blessed night and we will see you our next bell time.
Festivities, the Unnamed event. My name is Vic Vega, and we are the home where every view is viral. But we are not entitled to your viewership, but when you give it to us, we deeply appreciate it. And remember, as always, that every day above ground is a good day because you are here on the planet, able to fight through your adversities and create yourself a brand new reality in this effed up world that we live in, party people. Is it getting better? I don't think so. Anyhow, we will see you next week, live and direct from Indianapolis, Indiana. Peace.